Yo, what's up, guys? What's going on? Welcome back. Hope y'all are doing well. Manchester United versus Chelsea. I just have a lot on my mind with this game. I had to catch this in two-parters because yesterday I had to go to work, so I caught the first half, and then this morning I just finished wrapping up with the second half. What to say about this game? I was rewatching the highlights because I was trying to get as much as I could from the first half that I ended up watching yesterday. And I'm watching the comments, and everyone's praising and gushing over Mctominay, gushing over Garnacho. Pretty much elated, praising and raving about Man United. I get that. Man United fans, it's 3 points. That's good and all, but Man United did not play well. Man United, oh my God, they let the Man United are just as guilty as Chelsea is for giving away the ball. They gave the ball away so many times. Chelsea could have won this game. Let's be clear. Chelsea could have won this game without even playing well. Playing horrible. Chelsea, I could say, played horrible. I mean, they played really, really bad football yesterday. And yet they could have won this. Broha with the header and hitting the post. Enzo all by himself. I don't know, with that little heel flick. Come on. And then right after that, he had another one. I think it was within the same play, a center, and all he needed to do was stick his leg in, and he couldn't. I don't know what happened. There were chances. Absolutely beautiful finish from Palmer. I think that was the classiest, most brilliant thing the whole game had to offer. I loved the game. I really enjoyed the game because it was back and forth. There was a lot of space. Too much space. Too much space. Just nobody marking. So there were so many opportunities. I mean, the attempts, if you just look at the sheets on paper, it was like 22 versus, I don't know, 8 or something for Chelsea. It was crazy. And that's telling you something too. Just not so much Chelsea like defending, not defending well, but the amount of opportunities that should have gone in. McTominay could have had a hat trick, could have had 4 goals, to be quite honest. Like, I get it. He scored 2 goals, but he could have scored more easier goals. The one, I think it was the giveaway from Sanchez, and I don't know if it was that one play. God, there's so many. I got them all mixed up. But the giveaway, let's say it was that one, the giveaway, and then it looks like he doesn't have a left foot. Looks like he doesn't have a foot, and ends up, I don't know if he hit the turf, if he hit the ground, the floor. He was pretty much unmarked. He was by himself. That was a guaranteed. I think that was a hat trick right there. There were a lot of chances. He had many opportunities. No, I think it was, the one prior from that. I think it was the first half that Sanchez gave, because Sanchez gave the ball away, I think, twice. And he ended up shooting and ended up being blocked or something. The header from Bruno Fernandes, and ends up being blocked. I mean, that was completely left by himself, right? And that needed to go in. How did that not go in? And then right after that, it fell to him again, rebound, right? So he had a number of chances. Garnacho, another one. Jeez, come on. Why are people insisting? I'm not saying he had a horrible game, but this kid, his take-ons, he doesn't have the capability anymore, because I remember at the beginning, that's what set him apart. That's what made him so exciting to watch. He was able to take people on. He seemed like he was not just quick and fast, but agile. He seems like he's slowed down something. He just seems like, like he's regressing, if anything. I remember he had the same debut, the same intensity and electricity, dynamism that Doku has right now. Maybe it's going to slow down for Doku. I don't think so, but he had that where you need 2-3 people to mark Doku. You just need one person to mark what's his name, Garnacho, and you could get the slowest person to do that. You could get Sanchez to mark him, and I don't think he'd do much. He was just fumbling. He dribbled over himself at one point. His crosses are either out of bounds or they're too heavy on the touch. He had also a chance from Reece James. Man, Reece James, poor Reece. I mean, I don't know if poor, but miserable came in and just didn't do anything. The beautiful pass from Onana and the really bad header clearance from Reece James ended up giving Garnacho free reign. He had free reign the whole box. I mean, to do whatever you want. And where's the speed, bro? I mean, you're 19, you're a teenager. The stamina, the endurance you should be having at this point now, in your career. And he ends up fumbling it. He ends up botching it up. I think it was Reece James that actually blocked the ball. It just, I can't, dude. That's where you gotta shine. I get it. He had an assist for Mctominay, but still. I mean, the attempts right there. The attempts are showing. How many attempts did Manchester United have versus Chelsea? And they couldn't. And a lot of those were like Garnacho as well. Garnacho, Fernandez, Anthony. Anthony had a good number of chances also. And just the decision making too. There was one where he should have passed it to Bruno knowing, and I know he saw Bruno coming from the back because I'm sure Bruno was even yelling to him. And he was going to leave Bruno all by himself. And instead he decided to shoot. Like, that's one thing that I forgot because I haven't seen Anthony play in a long time. I don't think he's been playing, where he's very selfish. I think to a certain point you have to be selfish, but there's a fine line where you go a little bit too overboard with that, and he did that in that one play, several plays, in fact. It was nice to see him. There were moments, spurts here and there from Anthony that were interesting to watch, but again, against Chelsea, I get it that Chelsea won the Brighton game. They had a phenomenal game against performance against Manchester City, but I still didn't think the statistics show that Chelsea were poised to win this game. I didn't see it that way. I didn't see it that way at all. I know that Chelsea probably thought if there's one moment, if there's a time in history to really pummel, to really put Manchester United 6 feet under, it was in this game. Yes, but I also see Chelsea just having the same problems. I don't think nothing's going to change this season. I don't think they're not going to play international football. They're not going to play European football. That's not going to happen this season. You might get to 8th and 7th place, close to playing international football. I don't think you're going to get there. You're going to get what you got with Manchester City. You play some games really well, and then you win against Brighton. And then in this game, you don't know how to play football. That's what it looked like. Chelsea didn't. It looked like they didn't know how to play football. The chances. I don't know if I mentioned this already. Enzo had a chance to score. I don't know what the hell was going on with that little heel flick all alone. They could have won this game, right? I don't know if I mentioned this. There's so much. My mind's just like, my brain's like convoluted. Broha probably mentioned that as well, right? Mudryk in the first half. Like, there was a play where Onana was like in the middle of the goal. I think he was trying to get ahead of Mudryk, right? Anticipate Mudryk, and he left a pretty wide gap for Mudryk to score at the first post, and Mudryk ends up just kicking it outside, almost like a good defender would, just clearing it outside for a corner kick. And then some of the counters, they had beautiful opportunities to make so much of this game, Chelsea, as did Manchester United, but Chelsea with Jackson and the passes, just not having any clue what to do with the ball. Mudryk, the same thing, this beautiful charge, you see the speed and everything, he's going past, and the rhythm, you see him, it's going to amount to something, and the most simple thing, because you're doing the hardest thing, taking the ball, and you have like 3 players closing in on you, and this shitty, weakling pass to Sterling, and it gets easily intercepted. Like, no clue, no idea how to pass the ball, no idea how to tell if the distance between the play. Like, they've never played football in their life, just the touch isn't there, the last play, and I don't know. I know they want to play. I'm not going to accuse them like so many people do. Like, they don't want to, they don't put in effort, they don't care. I could say that about Rashford, for instance. Rashford cares more about his, I don't know what's up with that hairdo. It looks like somebody's auntie's hairdo. I know nobody in his family, no auntie of his has that hairdo. But he just looks like he comes into the field. He came in as a sub, and he's like, fixing his shorts. He's more worried about his shorts. I'm sure he wants to score. I'm sure he wants to play, but it's not showing, right? It's just, in reality, it's not there. It's not there. And it was exciting. Like I said, I enjoyed the game for what it was because there was so much space and there was back and forth. There was a lot of electricity. Man United seemed like they were holding all that. Like, they had all this pent-up energy that they couldn't show in the Newcastle game, and they decided to do it here against Chelsea. Like, they were saying, nah, Chelsea, we want to play against Chelsea. That's where we're going to put our energy, our effort into. I don't think even if they tried to put this energy with Newcastle United a game, I don't think it would have translated well because Newcastle was just pressing them like nobody's business. They were not going to let them play the way they played against Chelsea. That was not going to happen with Newcastle. So it's just mind-boggling how I'm watching this exciting game, back and forth, and the amount of misses from both sides. It's like, oh my God. Thankfully, I'm not a fan. I was like, thankfully, I am not a fan. I'm a nostalgic sort of fan, I guess, because I used to look at these two teams. I was never a fan of either of them. But it's just aggravating at the same time because there's so much. They're giving the imprecision, the giving away of the ball, the conceding of these simple plays, these simple goals that should not. You have Mctominay scoring goals. What is going on? And people in the comments were saying like, we should have him as a forward. It's like, I agree, but that's crazy that you're saying that. You should not be saying that. Just so many things wrong with this. So many. Caicedo also giving the ball away. Sanchez, I don't know what's going on. What the hell is going on? Maguire looks like a rock star. Both these teams, all these players in this game, he looked like he was a rock star. He made no mistakes. He actually looks solid in the back. He actually looks like he knows what he's doing. Like he's the one that has the highest IQ in terms of passing, what to do, what not to do. Maguire, right? Maguire, who would have thought? Cucurella, that was a mistake. At first, when I saw when I saw him coming out, I said to myself, no, like, why are you taking him on? He was doing such a good job with Garnacho, keeping him at bay, blocking him. He was doing such a phenomenal job. Cucurella, who would have thought? Also, Cucurella, that's my guy right there, Cucurella. But then I understood. I said, yeah, he Reece James has more. He's got more drive forward. He's better on the ball. No, you should have just kept Cucurella on the field. Cucurella, my God, Cucurella. So I think you're kidding yourselves if you're Man United and you think you're going somewhere. It could happen. It happened last year. Like I don't know what to call that. Was it a fluke that he scored 30 goals? I think in all competitions, Rashford. And this season he barely can get a goal in. Right? It's so difficult for him to get a goal in. So I think it's a mix of a lot of things. It's just I don't want to blame the coaches either. I don't have a problem with Ten Hag. I don't like Pochettino just because I feel like he's overhyped. I don't feel like he's that great of a coach. Ever since I saw him at PSG, phenomenal job at what he did with Tottenham. I wasn't around. I wasn't really watching anything, so I can't really say what he was doing there. It's mind-boggling at the same time. So yeah, I'll just leave it there. It was a great game. I enjoyed it. It was fun football, entertaining to watch, especially as someone that I don't follow both these teams. And let's see what happens. I mean, there's still a lot of football to be played. A lot of football to be played. So anything could happen. I'm saying I'm sticking with my verdict that Chelsea aren't going anywhere. They're not going to play international football. They'd be lucky if they get to that point, but could happen. And United, I mean, they could drop all the way where Chelsea's at as well. They could be, sitting with Chelsea there, or they could, they could make top 3. It could happen. Not this season, I think, because Liverpool are looking good. Aston Villa out of nowhere. I haven't watched a single game this season. I don't think I have of Aston Villa, but I mean, they beat City. I couldn't believe that. I found out this morning. Yeah. Arsenal, of course, and City. I mean, you can't discard City. Don't ever do that. Yeah. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching as always and listening, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.